Friends, is traditional social media as we know it dead? Has it been replaced by group chats and messaging? I don't know about you, but I don't think that is the case. There's definitely been a sea change happening. I'm going to show you a headline here in a minute, which is very, very interesting. I'm seeing some conversations about it on Facebook. I've been saying since early last year, 2022, that a sea change is happening. And that sea change, as far as I'm concerned, is that savvy marketers have stopped obsessing about the public facing metrics and not caring as much about growing, getting more engagement, more reach, more likes, more this, more that, more the other. Rather, it's about what's going on behind the scenes and you quietly building genuine relationships, working on your business, doing paid campaigns, crushing it, as they say, using proven strategic approaches, right? Proven strategies. Now, what am I talking about? Watch this. Headline by Insider. Social media is dead. What? Group chats and messaging apps killed it. Well, kudos to the creators of this article. I do think that is a very playful illustration. I also included the tweet from Business Insider because it shows us the little preview. Social media is dead and group chats killed it. Instagram is all ads. It's not all ads. There's a lot of ads. Facebook and Instagram is a lot of ads. Let's see. I might zoom that up just a smidge for you friends because it's a little small print there. So Instagram is all ads. Well, Facebook's all ads. No one's posting on Be Real. Yeah, I can agree that. TikTok is a wasteland. Surely not. Now, listen, I'm not on TikTok. I'm not a TikToker. I deleted the app years and years ago. Don't miss it. It's not my thing. You don't have to be on every app. I'm here to tell you, you do not have to be on every social app. But to say that TikTok is a wasteland, I don't think that is accurate. And then the authors are saying there's a new place for people to share group chats. Well, kudos to Business Insider. They're getting some great engagement on this article. Like I say, great headline. Gotta love the sensational headlines that draw people in. And users are shifting to messaging apps and group chats. Well, maybe so. I wouldn't say all ages. This article here is very interesting. I'll link to it when I post this video out. It sparked some useful conversations. I definitely see that there's a massive agenda that is being pushed by YouTube, TikTok, Meta, which is basically Facebook and Instagram, right? Yeah, it's Messenger and WhatsApp and Oculus and the metaverse and whatever else. But when we say Meta, we're basically talking Facebook, Instagram, right? So one of the things that made TikTok so successful is their brilliantly AI-powered programmed algorithms that ended up gathering so much data points that it knew you better than you knew yourself, and anybody else close to you in your life knew you. So you open up TikTok, start scrolling, and it's suggesting content on the For You section, the For You page. And before you know it, you're just scrolling, you're consuming. A lot of people don't necessarily even follow a lot of people on TikTok, right? They have an account and they're consuming content. Circle back to, I just remembered something fun to share with you right there, a little sidebar to illustrate the point. Back in the holidays, Christmas of last year, I was up in Canada with my mom and stepdad and some of my extended family. And there was the parents were there with a 17-year-old girl and a 14-year-old boy. And I asked the teenagers, hey, what social media apps do you use most? And both of them, hands down, said YouTube. Not so much Facebook or Instagram. YouTube was their go-to. It's not really a social network, is it? It's for consuming video content. And then a close second to YouTube for those teenagers was TikTok, but not for creating content, for consuming content. So we circle back to us savvy marketers. Are we supposed to just crank out hilarious, entertaining, TV quality posts, reels, short form video, vertical? That's the name of the game now. The thing is, see if I can gather up all my thoughts here. What's happening? The agenda, back to the agenda that's being pushed by YouTube, TikTok, and Meta, is what made TikTok so popular, the algorithms that suggest the content for you. Meta blatantly copied that. I want to say maybe about 2 years ago. And Meta calls it their discovery engine. So if you don't know this, you could probably be extremely frustrated by the fact every time you go to Instagram and or Facebook, you look at your feeds and it's just a bunch of random content from people you don't know interspersed with ads. It really is deeply taking away from the experience, making it a much more just unpleasant experience, not necessarily wanting to have you come back. For most people, a lot of people, I don't know, let me know in the comments. How does that affect you? I know for me, when I start scrolling through, and lately the algorithms are so messed up, it's like I keep seeing the same post from the same like half a dozen accounts. And so then you got to get in there and train. One tip for you, make a note, get your little 3 dots, mobile or desktop, start training the algorithm for letting the, Facebook Meta know, Facebook or Instagram, you can let them know, I don't want to see this, hide this, pause this person, whatever it is. So you can start to train it a little bit. But as much as 20%, I'm certain is more, right? Adam Mosseri, Mark Zuckerberg, they keep saying it's 20%. I believe it's a lot more. Of the content you see in your feed on Facebook or Instagram is suggested, recommended. It's the AI-powered personalized feed. And it is based on all the zillions of data points that Facebook has on you, that has gathered, that Meta has gathered on you. And so the reason behind that, number one, is because it made TikTok successful. Number two is it can be more addictive, right? It's like you don't really know what you're going to get. It's like just a gamble. You open up your feed, you're scrolling. Okay, well, I'll just keep going until I see something unique and random and different. And before you know it, you're down a rabbit hole. 40 minutes went by. That's what they want. Were these puppets on a string. I have a slide in many of my keynotes this year I call them meta marionettes. So we're all these little people on strings and we're being tugged around. If you haven't yet, go watch The Social Dilemma. Brilliant documentary, came out 2020, super relevant. The social dilemma, the dilemma is, okay, yeah, these sites are free, they got to monetize, but do they really need to monetize to the tune of billions, almost trillions of dollars, and have such crappy customer service and are just frustrating a lot of us? And yet, of course, they talk about how users are still growing. It's over 3 billion, 3.06 billion daily active users logging on every day to Facebook alone, right? It's like closer to 4 billion with the whole family of apps. Anyways, I digress on that. My point is that so long as these platforms can entice us to keep coming back for more, that's what they're doing. Is the eyeballs are monetizable. I don't really agree with the insider article saying that it's messaging and group chats that have killed social. I think it's these algorithms. I think it's just fatigue. It's saturation. It's another term I love to use, social saturation. Marketers are tired of being jerked around, yanked around, having our strings pulled, and one day it's this, the next day it's that, and okay, threads, everybody run, quick, get your thread strategy together. Oh, threads is kind of not where it's at. Yeah, we'll see. Zuckerberg has a plan. Should we go back? I don't know. Same thing happened with Clubhouse, right? Well, Clubhouse, this is it. Run, get your Clubhouse strategy. Oh, okay. Kind of plateaued, maybe not so much. But anyway, so that's the social saturation for the marketers. At the same time, there's social saturation for consumers, for the everyday users, which includes us, right? For all those of us that wear 2 hats. We are consumers, we are everyday users on these platforms, but we are also marketers. And it gets, the content gets overwhelming, the algorithms, the ads, I know the masses, I call them, not disparagingly, but the vast majority of users on these social platforms get ad fatigue. They get frustrated. Sometimes a lot of folks out there don't even understand how ads work necessarily. And it's super creepy if you go and you find there's an ad that's basically super personalized, or like the retargeting, where you were just looking at something and seconds later, the very thing's advertised to you. Sure, super effective. Retargeting, remarketing, right? Tracking people. That's all changing slowly, slowly as part of the sea change that is going on behind the scenes. Of course, like Apple led that with their whole, stop tracking me thing, ad tracking transparency. And eventually the pixels in Google Chrome won't work. They're not going to support them. So we're going to go to something whole other different place. But I tell you what is never going to go out of style and that will never die is real people to people interaction. I don't care how many algorithms are janking us around, how much AI is going crazy, generative AI, generate as much content as you want. Great, have at it. I'm taking a little bit of a back seat, just observing for many, many, many months now what the heck is happening with AI and social media. I will be doing some courses and webinars coming up and talks. Actually, my talk at Social Media Marketing World 2024 is going to include Facebook and AI, the conversation of them both together. Facebook marketing in an AI world. Any case, let me make sure I'm finishing my thoughts. I'm just speaking to you unscripted, which is totally fine. And I'm also choosing to not do this live because I have got crappy country internet and it sometimes bugs out on me. So I'm doing a recording and I'll load this onto my socials after the fact. But so what's never going to go out of fashion is, it's never going to die, is that people to people connecting, genuine interactions, whether that's in the DMs, a group chat, threads, TikTok, whatever. I don't know. People have genuine interactions on TikTok. They probably do. But, Facebook, Instagram, wherever you are, LinkedIn, your emails. I love it when people reply to my newsletter email. I send them my newsletter, my social scoop, and I encourage folks, what do you think? What let me know your thoughts. And I love it when folks reply to me, and I do my best to always reply back. And then just really creating content that sparks discussion. You can do entertaining and emotional storytelling, take people on a journey is wonderful. If entertaining is your jam, go for it. But really, I'm all about genuine connections and sparking meaningful discussions, which is what Meta wants too. But what they want also is just as much content as possible and as much eyeballs glued to those screens, whether it's the little screen or the big screen. They want our eyeballs just glued for as long as possible. So the sea change, I'm going to be leading different webinars coming up. I have been talking about this for over probably almost a year and a half now, that social media is just quietly, I use the word quietly because it's quietly shifting. You don't see that many big major headlines saying, oh my gosh, stop focusing on the big vanity metrics, the push for these public facing metrics. Just focus on building your business behind the scenes. And of course, maintain a good presence. I'm not saying give up on social. You've got to maintain a reasonable presence, make posts on a regular basis. Doesn't have to be daily. I don't post daily. And it's just build those connections and focus on making your sales and your conversions over time. Doesn't happen overnight, but it happens over time. Another model I introduced last year, about a year ago, is my 4 types of social media business users. I've taught a whole class on that a couple of times. And that is the influencers, folks with a big following, like real influencers. Could be at celebrity level, could be your everyday influencer. And there's actually 5 types of influencers. And then the creators, as the one that YouTube, TikTok, Meta are pushing the most. They want everybody and their mother and their dog to be a creator. Why? Because creators create content. And usually the best creators are creating highly engaging, highly produced content, maybe getting with brand partners, and that's their sole business. Well, guess what? That as a business model is only viable for about 5% of social media business users. Like that's your sole jam, and you're going to be relying on payouts. You're going to be relying on third-party payouts, your ad revenue share, and whatever bonuses they may or may not pay these days. They'll pay them one day and then all of a sudden they'll just snatch it away. It's a joke. Do not put all your eggs in the creator basket and just rely on third-party payouts unless you are really, really at the top of your game. It's a long uphill battle to get to the point where you can make reasonable income just as a creator. So in my model here, you got influencers, which is about 5%. You got creators, about 5% of the total social media. Business users, I'm not talking about all social media users, just business users. The vast majority of social media businesses or users are what I call marketers, about 75%, just your everyday folks trying to do their best, publishing, getting some engagement, maybe not, running ad campaigns, striving to monetize. But what I'm on a mission to teach folks to be is a strategist. And that is 10%, right? Excuse me, influencers are 10%, I said in my model here. I got slides. I'm not going to share them just yet. I'll wait till I do my official next webinar. And we'll dive deeper into this topic. So you got influencers, creators, marketers, and strategists. Now you could be a strategic influencer, strategic marketer. You could be a strategic creator, but just know that that's going to be challenging. Please, if your path is to be a well-paid creator, make sure that you have a business model where you control the income. Do not rely exclusively, 100% only, on these payouts from these third-party companies, because they could just flip a switch and take it away. And believe me, there are people in my community, I have VIP clients that this has happened to, where they're earning huge amounts of money from these third parties, Meta, and then all of a sudden, boom, disappears. We can't have that happen. That's your livelihood. So that's one of my little pet peeves for sure. It's bigger than a pet peeve. It's a crusade. Anyway, back to our friends at Insider. No, social media is not dead. They're saying it's gone from being social media to now being social media. It's all about the media, right? And yeah, we'll see where it all goes. I don't think it's just all going down in the DMs as they're saying in the article. I think that here's interesting. Let me share the screen again. Back to this article. I do see this happening, right? A counter movement backwards into the much smaller and more hyper specific communities. I've also been seeing this for over a year, about having a contingency plan, about making sure that you have control over your community, building your community. Engagement is great, but a community is even better. And you know my saying that I'm most known for, that let's just see if I have it in these slides. I might share that, otherwise I'll just tell you. Yes, I do. Here you go. I'll share my slide. So you know how for years, those of you who know me, I've said this for 15 years, that content is king, but engagement is queen, and she rules the house. Well, you can see I've got my little strike out there. It's no longer about engagement ruling the house, because engagement is tough. Engagement rates are down, right? What now is ruling the house is community and conversations. Okay, community and conversations is what's ruling the house, and you get to choose where you're having those conversations, where you're building your community. It could be a Facebook group. Certainly the Facebook group for a lot of folks out there. It is for me in my Social Scoop group. Love my folks in the Social Scoop. And I also chose a year and a half ago to set up a new community based on the Mighty Networks platform called Mari Smith Superstars. Grand plans for that. Lots more coming as and when I am able. But, oh yeah, I like my little slide here. I'm going to share this one with you as well. And my little notes there as well. This is actually my slides from Social Media World back in March. Technology may be moving at warp speed, but fundamentally, my friends, human beings have not changed all that much. And what I mean by that is that we want to know that we matter. See my little notes here. We've got AI up the wazoo. We want to know that we matter, we belong, we're important to companies, or we'll take our business elsewhere. So love on your people. Love on your people. Stop chasing the public-facing numbers. Don't get all caught up in trying so hard to produce the best content and the best reels, and then having it land on deaf ears and trying to go an uphill battle because you've drunk the Kool-Aid of being a creator. unless that's for you, because there's some amazing creators out there. I'm not knocking them. I'm just saying it's not for everybody. These tech companies would have us believe that it is for everybody, but it is not. You know, you're here to follow your own path and be in control of your own destiny, and don't let these companies manipulate you so much. So anyway, social media is going to be around for a very long time to come. Yes, we're in midst of tectonic shifts. AI is having a big impact. Money, monetizing like crazy through the ads is the model that Meta has made it one of the, or the, still the number one, right? After 19 years. I suppose if we don't count the first 2 years that they were education only since 04, next year, can you imagine? Next year, they're going to be 20. But so at least for the last 17 years, you know, well, actually, once they introduced the ads, they didn't always have ads, whatever. But then, you know, advertising has been what's made them the multi-billion dollar company. And so long as they have us create content, it's going to create sticky eyeballs. And that's the name of the game. We're all just pawns in this chess game. So friends, take back control. You get to decide what's important to you. Build your community, love on your people, be social, absolutely, where you want to be social, where your audience is social, whether that's a combination or one destination, but for most people, it's going to be a combo, right? It'd be maybe in the DMs, maybe some group chats. I'm not really a big fan of group chats myself personally. I'm in some Slack channels and it's just too much. It's just too much noise. There's just so much noise out there. I'd rather slow down and have genuine, meaningful conversations. As I mentioned, you know, I love it when people reply to my emails. I like being in my own social scoop group. There's a few other groups, a few other communities that I participate in just a little bit, but you know, it's only so many hours in the day. All right, I'm going to press the pause button here. I hope you have a blessed day. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on what's happening with all these shifts and where you see social media going in the coming months and years. By the way, one more quick bit about the whole AI piece is, you know, Zuckerberg is saying relentlessly that Meta is baking AI everywhere, right? They're going to be doing some major groundbreaking, he used the word the other day or the other week, groundbreaking AI products. And so eventually we're going to see, yeah, AI, generative AI baked right into Meta Business Suite, create video, image, text, content, push it out to Instagram, Facebook, but then also, like he called them assistants, AI assistants and coaches, just ways to interact with these bots. So love to chat more. Let me know your thoughts. Can't wait to catch up. Ciao for now.